Okay, Bob. Thank you very much.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Okay, fine. Let's go to Tom, who's calling from Ohio. Again, our telephone number is 1-888-24-LIBERTY, 1-888-24-LIBERTY, or 464-8295. And hi, Tom. How are you doing?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm doing just fine, thanks. Do you have a question for Bob?
I wanted to ask him if the layoff rate a while back hit 1 million a month, didn't it? And also the camps that Dick Cheney built, enough to hold 30 million Americans. That will probably what they used to put them in.
Well, wait a minute. Now, first of all, I don't believe there's any time we've lost 1 million jobs a month. I think that is just not right. So what were you saying? What about the camps?
Camps?
Go ahead.
Ask Bob what he thinks about these camps. Are they going to put the American people in them?
All right, fine. Thank you so much for calling, Tom.
Also, are they death camps or are they labor camps?
Okay, fine. Well, do you think that there are camps out there, Bob? Should we be concerned about that?
Oh, yes. There's no doubt there's camps out there.
Are they death camps or labor camps?
I would term them internment camps, probably work camps. People like you and I, Stan, if they start that, we won't go to camps. They're just taking us out and shoot us. It's as simple as that. We can't hope to live unless they want to use us for propaganda purposes. That's possible. And what was the first part of that question?
Well, he was saying about the 1 million people are losing their jobs.
Oh, yeah. The figure for the last few months has been about 100 to 150,000 to 200,000 more than they said. So if they said 623,000 lost their jobs last month, it was probably closer to 775 or 800,000. I don't have the figures right in front of me, but the figures were greater if you use the 1980 reporting method and do not use the birth-death ratio and other Mickey Mouse things that they've got in there. All they're doing is lying about everything.
Okay, fine. And certainly, George wanted to know about numismatic coins. Do you think numismatic coins are better than just the regular gold coins?
Well, I feel that in the gold coin category, I think 20% should be bullion coins and 80% numismatic coins, because history shows us that once the market gets hot, they'll outperform by 3, 4, 5 times the bullion coins, because they're rare and collectible coins, and they're graded, they're mint state, and there's even dealers who disagree with me, but I've been there, I've done that, and some of them have too, and I don't know where they're coming from. I saw something today by a dealer who I've known for years, and made these whole list of things saying that numismatic coins aren't what they are, and that's wrong. I mean, we've seen them perform before, seen coins go from $500 to $5,000 when gold went from $150 an ounce to $850, and they haven't done that yet again. They've done very well. I mean, the last 5 years, MS-64 Saints have gone from probably something on the order, we'll say, $400 an ounce to about $1,850, and whereas the bullion coins are about a little bit more than double, so there's a big difference. So I always have been an advocate of numismatics. It's a personal thing with me. I am convinced it's one of the better ways to go, along with gold and silver stocks as well. It all depends on your wealth and whether you want to take extra risks.
All right, fine. If you're out there, our telephone number, 1-888-24-LIBERTY, 1-888-24-LIBERTY, or 464-8295. And we'd like to know what you think out there. If you have a question or comment for Bob, but certainly any thought that we're coming to the end of the tunnel, that things are going to start getting better. Yes, they will get better temporarily, but the major problems are there. The foreclosures are going to continue. The job losses are continue. certainly our companies, most of them are going to have difficulty surviving. And I mean, giving everybody on Social Security $250 is not going to revive the automotive market out there. Do you think, Bob?
Not at all. People are going to reduce debt with more than half the money because the situation now is worse than it was the last time they gave money away. And in fact, they may even pay off bills with 70 or 80% of it. And it's just not going to go into, the buying part of the economy. And that's why I say Chrysler and General Motors can be taken out. Let's say they finish bankruptcy tomorrow. They'll last 2 more years, and that'll be it. They're going under. There's no way they're going to stay in business. Ford will make it. Ford did the right things.
What did Ford do differently than General Motors?
They cleaned up as much of their debt as possible, and they continued, particularly in foreign markets, to ship their vehicles to foreign markets, and they would sell them at employee cost. So in other words, paying $32,000 for a vehicle, you'd pay $24,800 or $25,000. And that way they cleared their inventory. They kept their cash flow going.
All right, fine. Well, of course, our guest has been Bob Chapman, the International Forecaster. Once more, Bob, tell people how to get your publication.
Well, they can get a free introductory copy by going to our site, theinternationalforecaster.com, theinternationalforecaster.com. They can call us toll-free, 800-375-4188, 800-375-4188, or email us at bob@intforecaster.com.
Well, this is Dr. Stan. I guess it's Bob Chapman. And Bob, we have 3 minutes for you to wrap up your thoughts for today.
Well, I think the amount of money that's been expended on Chrysler and General Motors is going to be lost by the American people because they're the ones who put the money up. And it'll come to no good end. These 2 companies, which were destroyed by free trade, globalization, offshoring, and outsourcing under the circumstances that they were under 3 years ago, should have been allowed to go bankrupt. As should have all of the banks and all of the insurance companies and Wall Street. They should have never been given a dime. They should have all been allowed to go under. That would have taken all of our major banks and all of our major brokerage houses under. And that's the only thing that's going to solve this problem. And everybody backs away and says, no, we can't do this, we can't possibly do that. And all you're doing is rewarding these thieves. And that's really what they are. They're crooks in $3,000 suits. They have unimaginable wealth. They treat everybody else like they're animals. This is the Illuminati, the elitists who serve them, and this is what we've got to defeat. What Stan and I have been fighting for 50 years. And that's our problem. And none of these companies should have ever been saved.
Well, unfortunately, we cannot stop them. They control the government. They're really what we're seeing is a massive transfer of wealth from the American people and their future and their savings. And the American people's wealth is being transferred to the people of great wealth. And I think we're witnessing the greatest transfer of wealth in all recorded history. What are your thoughts?
There's no question. I mean, this is the biggest scam ever. And, it's only just begun. By the time this is through, they'll probably have incurred $50 trillion in debt. And I think that every currency in the world will be devalued, and all the debt will be defaulted on simultaneously. And I think they want to create an international unit that might titularly be backed by gold, a digital form of currency that can control everybody. And this is what their goal is under their new world order.
And I think it's only a matter of time before, of course, the whole economic system just collapses. And that's exactly what they want. They've precipitated this. Bob, we're out of time. God bless. I'll see you tonight.